Hey guys, it's me, Noah, coming at you with another deck profile. I just wanted to apologize for not giving you guys any videos for the last couple of weeks. But there hasn't been much to talk about. We all know YCS Charleston. We already know what topped. We already kind of saw it coming. The Burning Abyss, the Quillords. There was actually a couple of people who I saw who had decided to play spellbooks, and I thought that was really weird, especially with Dark Law running around now. But you know, what do I know? I'm just your worst Yu-Gi-Oh player ever. We've got Mass Hero Divine Win, because the structure deck just came out on Friday.
Yeah, his name changed.
Yeah, and Divine Win isn't Kamikaze like it was supposed to be. I mean, kind of saw that coming, but I liked Kamikaze, you know.
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence. Faggotry. And we've got Gutsman, our favorite token. The only way you can go plus. Whenever you play a battle chip, your Gutsman gets +1 strength, so that's really important. But I'm gonna be showing you guys a deck that I've been working on because our locals is kind of doing a circuit where you rack up points. And I've been meaning to play test this, and you guys are gonna see a play tested video probably later on this week. Without further ado, I'm gonna go straight into it. It is anti-meta gadgets. If you watch the other deck profile, this is gonna differ, but it's not gonna be too much different. I'll explain all of the changes, and it's kind of, you know what, you'll just see. So what we play are 2 green gadget, 2 red gadget, 2 yellow gadget. Yet again, I'm playing the 6 variant, but I have a new theory behind the 6 variant. A lot of people were like, I think the 9 variants are a lot more viable this format. And that could be true, but I don't think so. Because after you get to all 6 of your gadgets, what happens is you can special summon them. And you cannot worry about messing up a lot of the flow of the deck. When I play in tourney, there is going to be a change to the extra deck, which I won't explain here because this is kind of going to be a surprise for a lot of people on my locals. But it's just, I think this is overall better because you special summon. You don't feel the need to go plus, and a lot of times with 2 copies of the same gadget in hand, it does get really cloggy. So I did decide to switch with the 6 variant. Then we play 1 Fencing Fire Ferret. This is new to the deck, just because I was having a lot of issues with people going to OTK me, and they already got over my board, and I had a set Call of the Hunt, and I was like, oh, what can I bring back that will save me? Bringing back Fencing Fire Ferret was amazing because a lot of time you can push for like really small numbers, and they add up. And just getting off 500 or 1,000 off of your opponent, especially when in the updated version we play Upstart, so it sets them back. And it also destroys monsters, so that's really amazing. Then we play the 1 Thunder King because, you know, it's Thunder King, anti-meta, be good, or don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Then we have 2 Cyber Dragons. I decided to play the 2 Cyber Dragons because I was having problems. A lot of the time I would go for like a gadget, like first turn gadget, and people would go Solemn Warning. And now I go Cyber Dragon, and I test people's back row. And then I can go into whatever I want. And also, you can kind of go for a level 8 Synchro with this. I'll explain that in a minute. Then we play 2 Tour Guide. Why aren't I playing 3? Because I haven't finished testing this deck. This is just a tested version. This is what I've come up with so far. I didn't like the 3 because I had to play an unnecessary card like Night Assailant or Tour Bus or something else to make sure that I was, you know, properly using all of the tour guides. And also we only play this because it gives us insane rank 3 access. And we play the 1 Gale. The 1 Gale, not only because he's a tuner, but because this is anti-meta. You can go Gale, cut whatever you need to in half, and swing at a monster. And it normally just automatically gets over. So that's really important. But that's it for monsters. Now going into the spells are pretty much the same. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book of Moon. Somebody's going to ask me why I chose not to play Raigeki. It's just, I lent mine out. I don't have mine. 1 Book of Moon. It's a really great offensive and defensive card. I thought it was really important to play. But I am probably going to main deck a Book of Eclipse, but I'll explain that in a different video. 3 double summon. We're playing gadgets. Double summon the nice. Plus it's for days. 3 MST. I chose not to play Night Beam because I don't know. I just didn't like the way it was playing in this deck. But that's it for spells. There were 2 Upstart Goblins in here. I chose not to play 3. But the only reason the 2 aren't in here is because another one of my friends is borrowing them. But 2 was better than 3 because you can only afford to give your opponent 10,000. But once you start giving them 11,000, it becomes too much of a hassle to put game on board. So, but I'm gonna go into traps. This is a really big trap lineup. You know what? I'll just explain choices as I go. Force back, negate normal summon, negate flip summons. Good card. Chain Destruction. The only reason I'm playing Chain Destruction is because a lot of time I was playing against a Burning Abyss player, and they would go and normal summon the tuner, and I would go Chain Destruction, so of course they would get the Virgil, but after that they had no options to sink back into it. And this is also really good against Infernoids, because they go for the 18 popper, and then they send it to grave, and of course it kind of gives them a plus because it gives them a way to banish, but it also makes sure they can't pop your back row, and that's really important not to lose to against this deck. 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, obvious. 1 TT, obvious. We play our offensive, defensive protection back row, 2 Mirror Force and a D Prison. I opted to do 2 Mirror Force and 1 D Prison because nobody ever reads the Mirror Force, and playing 2 was more likely to see it. And we play the 1 D Prison for cards that can't be destroyed by card effects. Then we play our 1 T-Roar. T-Roar is for those hands where you only draw just a single gadget and you draw like a bunch of cards that just don't work together. That can happen, but it is very unlikely in this build. But, I mean, that was testing with Upstart. Then we have 1 Compulse. Obviously, I wish this card was at more. 1 Trap Hole Nightmare. I like this card because with this deck, the biggest issue I was facing was Dark Law. And when I didn't hit my skill drains or I didn't hit other vital cards, I could do this, negate it, send it to the grave, and it just put me ahead for a couple of turns. Then we're going on to the continuous spells. I took out the Magic Planners because the continuous traps aren't... I don't want to get rid of them so much. We play 2 Skill Drain. 2 Skill Drain. A lot of people said this was extremely weird, but I thought this was extremely vital to play. Because not only are you negating your opponent's effects, you're negating your own, and sometimes that's actually really beneficial. But I'll explain that when I go into my extra deck. 2 DNA Surgery, because our goal is to mess up our opponents as quickly as possible. And sometimes DNA Surgery is just the card we need. And as long as it allows us to change a type of a monster, it just makes it so this is just really beneficial. 2 Oasis of the Dragon Soul, in combination with the 2 Call of the Haunted, just to special summon our monsters from the grave as quickly as possible. Use them to exceed in synchro and go into our most vital plays whenever we need to. I chose to play the Oasis of the Dragon Soul just because at 2 it's better with the Fencing Fire Ferret, and in a lot of time I would go into Call of the Haunted and it was like, oh, I'm gonna lose. But with Oasis of the Dragon Soul, I can play it in defense mode. If they still choose to swing into it, I pop. And a lot of players will forget they lose 500. And if they don't finish me off that turn, I win. And the last card in our main deck is a Gozen Match, because Gozen Match just happens to win games. And it's a really great out to heroes. So Now we're going to go into the extra deck. I'm not going to show the side deck just because I am still testing this deck, and I haven't decided what I want to side. We play one Black Rose Dragon, just because we can make it. One Scrap Dragon, just because we can make it, and sometimes Call of the Haunted / Oasis of the Dragon Souls become dead when we exceed with them. One Thought Ruler, just because we can. One Crimson Blader, just because we can. And one Beals, just because we can. That's it for our synchros. Somebody's going to ask me why I chose not to play Stardust. Every time I make Stardust, somebody goes for Solemn, or I'll go to attack with it, and they immediately go for the Deep Prison. Every time, and I was tired of getting red. So I went for Thought Ruler, because at least if they go for Deep Prison, I can pay 1,000 when they target him and negate it and destroy it. So that was really, really good. One Rhapsody in Berserk. Amazing XC. One Black Ship of Corn. I was running into really, really awkward problems against really random decks, and Black Ship of Corn took care of it. And putting 1,000 on board on top of being able to make other plays was really, really vital. One Maestroke, because it's Maestroke. And we've got two GGXs, because what you can do, you can make the DNA surgery, you can go for DNA surgery, call machine, and you can detach this and add back any machine from your graveyard. So you can add back the Gale, you can add back the Thunder King, you can add back any of your Xyzs, even if they aren't machines. And another great part about DNA surgery that I forgot to mention earlier is that a lot of people will side system down against this deck. But if you draw DNA surgery first, you can make it so they aren't all machines, and system down becomes a dead card in their deck. But now for the last four, I chose to play this the way I did because I'm still testing it. And with the DNA surgery, I thought this would be really, really cool. But what do I know? One Chimera Tech Over Dragon, we play the Cyber Dragons. Really, really cool. In the side deck, I'm probably going to end up playing Econ, but I haven't decided yet. So, one Acid Golem, really, 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 really busted under Skill Drain. I thought about playing Crazy Box instead of the Black Ship of Corn, but I don't know. I had really mixed feelings about it. I ended up going for the Black Ship of Corn. And then we've got Arlagia and Doka, yet again for the DNA surgery. Someone tried to tell me that this wasn't really viable and I should play other cards. And I tested other cards, and it's not like these are the best choices. But when you go into DNA surgery, calling something that doesn't hurt you but doesn't benefit your opponent is really, really great. So calling Dinosaur, like sometimes, especially when I'm joking around, I'll call Dinosaur. And a lot of people just get confused because they play a lot of cards that target. And it'll be like, oh, you need one Winged Beast or you need one Dragon. And calling Dinosaur was the most random choice. And Logi and Doka are good cards. So. And last but not least, the last card in our extra deck, we have Elemental Hero the Shining. Shout out to Timmy for this. He was like, you won't play this in your extra deck, and because I do have space as of right now, I am going to play the Shining. Tyler Tabman used to do this. I don't know if there was some kind of theory behind it, or it was just like a superstition. But he was an amazing player. At least I think so. So, and I always kind of did look up to him when I was first getting into the game. So I am going to play the Shining in the extra deck. Yeah, but that's it for this deck. You are going to see a play-tested match between me and my teammate James, who is working on the heroes. That should go up on Wednesday. There was something else I wanted to say. We're going to do an update soon. So, all of you guys who are new to the channel or people who have been watching the channel for a while and want to know what's going on, you'll see on Thursday. But remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Noah from Team 1 and signing out.